The following is designed to entertain and inform, not provide medical advice. Always consult your doctor before starting any treatment.
Spire.
I'm looking, okay?
Welcome back to the Kidney Stone Diet Podcast, the show about reducing your kidney stone risk and living your best life. I'm your host and fellow student, Jeff Sayers.
And I'm Jill Harris, your kidney stone prevention nurse. Let me tell you something. I'm going to start on a sad note. Jeff doesn't know I'm going to say this. So my mom was a big fan of this show. And she died September 1st. And it was a relief because she has been suffering so much. And so it was very expected. Anyway, so I was going through her things. And you know me. What did I want? Diamonds and pearls? No. I got her flannel pajamas, all of them. I was so happy to have them. I went through some of her letters and personal things she wrote. And why I'm bringing this up here is because she called in a couple times to this show. And she was over the top #1 fan of the show. She didn't say much of it to me. But I know my mother, so I know she was, okay? So when I was going through some of her letters, in one of her notebooks, and I took them, was she wrote out what she was going to ask us on the show. So she prepared. And if you know my mother, well, you know me, so you know my mother, part of her anyway, the ham. So I know my mother, she wrote, it was a script, what I'm going to ask, what Jill might say, then I'll tell her, whatever, and then she'll say, it was all written out. So I thought that was the funniest thing. And it said, Jeff and Jill show, questions to ask, and then a script. And I was like, isn't that the sweetest thing? I don't even know what it is. My mother was performing. She wanted to get it right. She, that's who she was. Me, I don't write nothing. I just improvise. So we're totally different people that way. But I just thought that was the sweetest thing.
It really is. Yeah. And then to just discover that, I mean, it was always so sweet when she would call in too, because you could feel, how proud she was of you and everything. And yeah.
Jeff, don't let her fool you, though. And I know she's listening from wherever. Don't let her fool you. She wanted to get on this show. She's like, oh, you're doing a YouTube show? I should have known then, because right away, she got a pen and paper out, starting to write ideas down. My mother wanted to be on the screen. I mean, it's hilarious. So I just wanted to bring that up. She was a huge fan. Huge fan.
Well, yeah, and I'm so glad we got to sort of immortalize her voice through the show in some way, obviously. Yeah.
Me too. So it's funny because I've listened to some of those shows since she's died. And yes, it provides. I always tell people, and it's funny, I didn't talk to my mother much on the phone. We're really not phone people. But I'd visit her, obviously, but because she lives only 45 minutes away. But I always tell people, when my son was little, a friend of mine said, tape his voice now, Jill, because when he's a grown man, you're going to forget this voice. And I did. And I'm so grateful he did that.
Nice.
I have recordings my father has sent me. He's still alive. But I never taped my mom's voice, on a voicemail or anything. I didn't save it because, like I said, she didn't really call me. But we do have her on the show, so it's pretty friggin' amazing. And they were great little shows too. So look for those guys. You can meet my mother on the YouTube show and subscribe in memory of Marge. And I know people are like, really, Jill? You're bringing up your mother who's gone, and now you're telling us to subscribe. Well, now we have to. Yeah, you do, because Margaret would have been very happy. She would say, "Why don't people subscribe, Jill?" Mm-hmm. I said, "Ma, not everyone wants to, so please do it." That's how you can make me feel better. Subscribe, because it would have made my mom happy, quite frankly. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so that's what's new, and I've been dealing with that. Mm-hmm. Like I said, more of a relief than anything else. And so...
And just so people know, because it was... Yeah. She had gotten progressively worse over time, so yeah.
Yes, and for my mother, she had mouth cancer. For her not to be able to talk, well... That was the problem. Here's one more funny story. Indulge me. So my stepdad, her husband, who, oh my God, loves her. He said one day she was very frustrated, but she really couldn't talk, right? So my mother was a smart woman. She got the Comcast remote and started typing what she wanted to say on the TV. And he called me. He's like, "You're not going to believe what your mother did." I said, "Yes, I do. I believe everything, because to take mom's voice away is to take her heart away. So yeah, you know damn well she's going to find a way to communicate." Oh my God. My mother was something special, that's for sure. Absolutely. In many different ways. So this show is for you, Mom, watching me from heaven or wherever you are.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I guess anyway, should we? Yeah.
I don't know how we segue from that, but let's just go.
Yeah. So we'll dive into the question this week. And this is from Lawrence.
Yes. Hello, Jill and Jeff. Your videos are very informative. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. My name's Lawrence Kostick. I'm calling from Carnegie, Pennsylvania. I just have one quick question about Kratom, an herb for pain and anxiety. I've been taking it since February of this year. And recently I watched one of your videos that were done a couple of months ago or whatever. And in the comments section, someone asked in there right out of the blue, does Kratom high in oxalates? So, and then there was a reply. It says that they said between 5 and 19 grams of Kratom could be high in oxalates. I take 20 grams of Kratom every day for pain and anxiety. But if you could answer this question, I'll stop taking it if it's high in oxalates, or like Jill says, curb it down. But thank you so much, and I'll be looking forward to maybe watching another podcast and hearing the answer. Thanks again, both you guys. You're wonderful. Take care. Bye.
What a kind sounding man.
Absolutely.
Lawrence, you're very kind sounding, and that warmed my heart. So thank you for calling in. Kratom. Lawrence, I don't know. Whoever replied to the YouTube channel, and because I've been busy, I haven't looked at the comments in the last couple of weeks since my mom died, so I'm behind in that. I definitely would have said something, and I will go make sure I do comment on that. We don't have any reliable source on how much oxalate's in Kratom, so I don't know. Now, it must be working for you, for your pain and anxiety, so it's hard for me to say, continue taking it. It's working for you. I know that I do, and I am not suggesting you change a thing. My answer to you, Lawrence, is I don't know if it has oxalate in it. I guess I would say too, what form are you taking it? Isn't there several forms that one can take? I really don't know, Jeff.
Yeah, I don't know enough about it. I have a very surface level.
Yeah, me too. I know that I took Kratom once. Full disclosure, because I tell it like it is. I took Kratom once when it first came out, when I was going through my cancer stuff, my chemo. It did nothing for me except make me anxious. Again, this is like 6 years ago now. So, and maybe I didn't know what I was doing and I picked the wrong kind, blah, blah, blah. So nothing against Kratom, God bless. But I'm just not sure. So where that comment came from and where that information, that resource came from, I see nothing under PubMed or NIH, and that's where I get my, that's where I look. I don't look under Reddit. I don't look under abckratom.com. I don't look I look for, quality resources. So I don't know. I do know I take CBD before bed. I know a lot of my patients take melatonin and magnesium citrate and all kinds of things to calm down. I personally like CBD. I'm not telling you nobody to do nothing. I'm just telling you what I do. I like CBD. It comes from Verma Farms, VERMA. It's a good quality CBD. It really relaxes me at night without any THC. So I'm not high. Can you imagine me high, people? And God bless. If you guys want to smoke pot, God, do what you need to do. It's none of my. I don't care what you do. But the CBD, I use it as an oil. The reason I bring that up, Lawrence, is that may help you too. Oils are very, very little oxalate, very little, if any, in oil. So if you can take kratom as an oil, I don't know what form you're taking. Maybe it might be the form you want to change. I want you to call or write in a comment under this video what form of kratom you're taking, and I can even answer you more. On this channel, I don't judge anybody for the forms of pain relief, anxiety relief. There is no dogma, there is no judgment. If somebody needs something to relieve anxiety, I always suggest talking to a therapist if you can afford it. I have one. You're damn right I ordered one up when I was going through all my mother's illness for the last several months. Ordered it up. If you need something to sleep, talk to your doctor, meditate, deep breathing. I have this thing my therapist suggested last week because I am having trouble sleeping. I'm under a lot of stress. And so and look this up on YouTube, folks. It has been very helpful to me. So free therapeutic advice for those of us, especially nowadays, especially right now in our world. This is being recorded the middle of October. So there's a lot going on in our world. There's this thing called box breathing, B-O-X, from the Navy SEALs. And it's a wonderful, wonderful thing to decrease stress, help with your parasympathetic nervous system going crazy, right? To make yourself feel better. And it goes like this, and then I'll shut up about it, but it's been really helpful for me. Think of a box like this, and you can, like I said, Google it, and it will give you the image. You do 4 breaths up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Release it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then start over. 4 seconds, 4 seconds, 4 seconds, 4 seconds. So you deep breathe in, hold it for 4 seconds, deep breathe up, hold it. Hold on. Jeff.
I think I know. So
go ahead.
It's a 4-second cadence for each step, right? The 4-second breathe in, 4-second hold, 4-second breathe out, 4-second pause, I guess.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, and it really, really works. And the other day I was really wound up, and that I did that all day long, walking the dog. It really helped me. So I suggest it. But on this channel, we say whatever works for you. So if you want to do kratom, I don't know how much oxalate is in it. I'd like to know the form you're doing it. Could be absolutely fine. I don't know. As far as, if you need meds, talk to your doctor. Therapy, talk to your doctor. I say all this because I know as a patient myself with my illness. With illness comes a lot of anxiety. A lot. Then you add on all the shit that's going on in our world. And at some point, the anxiety is just, wow. Right? So being ill, daily life stressors, world events can be very scary. And so we need healthy coping skills, not in the form of overeating, binging, not eating. We need healthier coping skills. I have lots of things on my blog for stuff like this because I've dealt with a lot of anxiety due to my illness specifically. But then, we all go through certain parts of our life are more stressful than others. So, Lawrence, I'm really happy about your question. I wish I had a better answer. I'm just not sure. But when this video airs, put in the comments what form you're using. And honestly, if it's oils or gummies, I wouldn't think there would be much oxalate in it. And between the time I think this video may air tomorrow, but I'll research it a little bit more because Jeff asks me these questions on the fly. But there's no good resource to tell us. So the answer is I'm not sure. Does that mean I want you to stop using Kratom? Not if it's working for you. Does it mean that maybe you can find another form that can work equally as well in a tincture or an oil? Would that might be better and make me feel a little happier about my answer? Yes. But what's really important is that whatever method you're choosing is working for you. So that's really important. I'm not going to dismiss it. I just don't know how much oxalate's in it. So when that happens, you know what I say, Lawrence, because you're somebody who watches the show, but make sure, I'm not going to say portion, not perfection, because you have a certain dose and you're doing it every day, but I am going to ensure you to make sure you get your calcium needs met every day. Of course, that helps lower oxalate. I just don't think, Lawrence, it would have a lot of oxalate in it. I really don't. That's my answer. I really don't think so.
Would you consider, I guess it would be sort of a lot, but would you ever recommend someone who's really curious about something like this to maybe go off, do a urine analysis, and then go back on or anything like that? It's a lot of money to do both, but I'm just curious.
Yes, what I would do is if you're going, I wouldn't tell them to do a urine collection just for that, because it is expensive to do a urine collection if your insurance is not paying for it. So what I would say is when you do a urine collection, for those of you who are worried about something you're doing and how much oxalate it may be adding to your diet, to your numbers on your 24-hour urine collection, please do that thing on the day of your urine collection, except vitamin C. Okay, don't use vitamin C. There's some vitamins that can screw up your urine collection results, and they don't want that to happen. Okay, so whatever it said, but nobody's going to say don't do Kratom. You can do Kratom and C when you do your urine collection. And Jeff, it's a great question you're even asking, because Lawrence, do you even have high oxalate? Do you know? Have you done a urine collection? Is oxalate your issue in making kidney stones? So there's that.
Yeah, but I think that was a great question. And it also sort of hits home to a lot of times people will be like, oh, I'm the expert. I have to have an answer for everything. And that's something I always have respected about like how you do what you do is if you don't have the answer, you're not making one up. You're not just, you're not going on Reddit and seeing what people are generally saying, because that's not how you get the right results. So we really appreciate you, Lawrence, for calling in, because there are people who are going out and finding information that could be right, could be wrong, but we truly do not know yet.
Yep. And I think for anybody who is an expert in their field, they become that way not from knowing everything. They become that way for really knowing a lot of information on a very specific topic. And so I'm always the first one to say, I know about a lot of things. This I know. And also, it's my integrity and character. My daddy taught me all this. It's like, I'm going to be the first one to say I don't know, because people come to me because they trust me. And so I'm always going to be honest, because I take that very seriously. When supplement companies come to me, well, Jill, endorse this because people trust you so much. Why do they? I'm not endorsing it because they trust me, because I'm not bullshit. I'm telling it. I'm saying what I know. And, there's no money in the world that's going to make me ever do anything that I don't believe in. Just how many hoodies could I buy? I got enough. What do I need? I got dog food. I got my apartment. I got food. I'm good. I don't need lots of money from endorsing. It is very doubtful that I will endorse anything for the general public to prevent kidney stones, because there's no one pill that's going to prevent kidney stones for everybody. There just isn't. If one day there becomes that, I'll be the first one to talk about it. There's not. There's just not. So.
Well, I think with that, we will wrap for this week. Again, Lawrence, thank you so much for the question. And anyone else out there who has a question, the number is 773-789-8763, and we would love to feature your voice in the future. And if you want to dive deep, you can find everything kidney stone diet related at kidneystonediet.com, where you can find the meal plans, the prevention course, the group calls with Jill, where you get to work with Jill directly in a group setting. And there are also private calls as well, if that's something that you prefer. But the group calls are such an immense value for what it is that we like to always recommend that first for everyone.
Yes, because most people can afford that. It's and it's a wonderful family-like, loving, supportive community. Did you see my Rockstar hoodie?
Yeah, I like it.
Those.
I liked it a lot.
I know. We'll link that below too, because people ask about this, the Rockstar one. Not everyone wants a Stoner T-shirt, so we did the Rockstar too. So
you can check out the shop at kidneystonediet.com for that.
Yep. And subscribe to the channel, folks, please. Just press the red button. Thank you.
Yeah, and we will see you next week.
Bye, guys. Thanks, Lawrence. Awesome question.